dear friends. Today is another episode of Days of Our Art, the daytime art on the 999 ASMR Tarot. And we're going to try this again. Sorry about the bumps. We are going to try painting this photographic image again. But I'm really doing this time in order to use it as a card design for my card hobby business. And so I took the liberty of starting out by penciling in the different color zones and in areas where the water is, where the sky is, and what the colors are in the sky. So I don't have to do anyway. I'm going to start in by creating these colors, and what the colors were that I saw in it. So this is kind of a demonstration or the ASMR visual textures. That's what it is, a visual textures video. And so the water is here. Gorska, I don't need to explain that. You can just take a look and see what it is. But this is the size. This is the size that I am going to paint this image in more in a more larger amount. And now I'm going to tone it down a little bit more. But I want to tone it down and add some gel medium to it just to make the colors a bit more glossier. I'm going to be adding gel medium to it to thin it down a little bit more. So when I come down by the horizon, that it has a more of a grayish tone. Maybe I'm going to add in a tad bit of this this red. Makes it a little bit purpley. I'm going to come straight across the bottom. We'll just go back in, and it's kind of translucent. It's fine. The water line will be there. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome to Random Guy Paints the Sea again. Trying to not make a disaster of it. That's what we're doing here. I'm just blocking in the colors, and thank you, Remy. Welcome, Miss Kyla Whitey. Welcome. Hello, and the honored one. Welcome. All right, we're going to switch brushes. Let's use this one here. This zone in the photograph, it was a toned down whitish yellow with a white. The sky, yes, the sky is right in here. So in the photograph, and here is the photograph. It is a black and white version, and the first time I painted it, this is what I came up with, and I'm doing this again. And I'm going to tone this yellow down into sort of a creamy white yellowy color. Thank you. And then we have to let some of these regions dry, but we're going to work on the sky first. You always build the sky first when you do any seascapes or any kinds of paintings whatsoever. The sky is made first. And then we're going to go into this region. Oh, you know, it's all about practice. When I was 40 years old, I couldn't draw either. And now we're going to come in and make this pretty red color. Mix down like this. Over here. A little bit more red value like this. And so we're going to have a zone in here that's really red. Coming down in here. I'm going to put a big rock out here in the sea, so you're going to... I'm over 40. And yeah, at 40, I couldn't draw at all. I have taught myself how to do this. I've been painting for a long time now. I taught myself how. So yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is you can do it by just practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Skyla Jelly, yeah. I guess that just chased everybody away, didn't I, when I said that I was an old man picking up painting at a later time of my life. And we're going to come in here and we're going to mix it in. This down here, we want to mix in these color values. And I'm going to put in more of this. But we want to kind of darken it up a little bit. Add in just a tad bit of black. The mountain things, Shelly, Skyla, the mountain things are haystack rocks that are on the Oregon coast, on the northern Oregon coast. There are a lot of haystack rocks that are out in the sea. And so that's what those things are. So anyway, nothing's happening here. We're going to tone this thing down, make it more grayish color, a little bit more of a grayish color, and I'm going to add in a bit more water. I'm going to pull this right down on the edge. Right down on the edge, just coming down here. So when we put in the haystacks, hello, Ajibri, welcome back. I remember you. We are adding in the color values. It's a little bit too much, but that's okay. It'll all work out in the end, maybe. Just toning it down. We're going to, using this gel medium in here, it does make everything shiny, but we're just doing above the water line right now. A little bit above the water line. Hershey, welcome. Yeah, thank you. I am actually going to design you a painting in the 9, it'll be like in the 9 by 12, in the 9 by 12 category, 9 by 12. Similar to the one that Tropical Empress Tarot is seeking. And yeah, so I'm working on it slowly. I'm going to, I need to build her painting while I still have the momentum. I'm starting to, since I did that painting like 2 weeks ago or a month ago, kind of feels, yeah. So 9 by 12, I think that's probably a, yeah, that'll be a good size. I think I want to add a bit more of these reddish tones over here. Coming over there, coming across the page. I went down to the ocean yesterday, Hershey, and there were wildfire skies at sunset. It was just so red. And I am going to be, hopefully today, editing up a long play video in the arena of about 3 or 4 minutes long of the ocean yesterday. I'm going to put some more of these other values up here. Okay, yeah, well, there's the rush in it is just the timing of it, and also I just wanted to make it look right too. I get a little bit more nervous when I start painting things for people, and you just want to make it right. And what do we got over here? We have a little bit more white. We're gonna come in here, doing that, making, I don't want to mess things up anyways. And I still want to come on your show. I just been so distracted with the art, Hershey, and that I've sort of been neglecting a lot of my studies. And mainly I just don't have all the cards memorized. So that's all. Yes. For wildfire skies are really, really beautiful. They are indeed. And I need to work on this area a bit more. But yeah. So this was kind of an orangey color. And make an orangey color out of this yellow oxide. We'll tone it down with the titanium white. Yeah, I understand. I understand it, and then with taking care of my mother, my mom's health is always like priority to everything, and being that is my primary job there. I don't quite like the color here, so I'm gonna add some more yellow to it. Yeah. Then is that whole thing of, do I want to even do that even apply for that art fair. The application fee is like $10, but then if I get in, it's $400 for the 2 weekends. And I don't know. It's almost like I'm leaning towards not doing it and just barreling straight forward with my channel. And Hershey, here's some coffee. This is I know you like coffee, and this is an Americano. But yeah. All right, let's just put this in here. Put that, get that color to break over that way and come on down. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We're going to put that in a little bit here and there, and then come on down here with it. Just add those colors in, blend it in, make things not look so purpley. Now, I am streak it in with just the titanium white. Tone everything down with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. I'll be here for a little while, and then oh, the cows are out back. Put in the different colors in the sky all around. Once I get the bottom part set, then I'm going to put the haystack rocks back in place. I kind of penciled them in, kind of blending them in. I want to put in just a bit more of this gel medium in here to try to smooth those colors out. But I got these colors at the edges. I really need to clean up the edges here. Mm-hmm. And adding that in, it slows the drying process down. I'm gonna go back up over the top. And put some more white in here. We've got clouds that, so it's definitely not the photograph anymore. Some of the structures are the same, but I have deviated quite a bit. It's really hot here too. I deviated color-wise away from how I remember the photograph to be and the photograph I posted on for the thumbnail image, and because that's actually what the colors are. And we are coming back in here, and we're going to get this bluish color. I'm going to be adding that in. I like this purpley color here because it, let me see, I can show you. So this is kind of the value of the color. I want to tone it down a bit. I don't want to make it too, so it's a really pretty color. when we're looking at, granted, you don't really see this in the sky, but it's a color that you might like to see in the sky. I've seen, so if you look at the thumbnail photo that I posted on this image, some of the colors actually do look this way. And so I'm going to add in this area. Now I'm just going to go these streaking motions and pulling it across, because that's what the clouds look like in this particular piece. We have clouds up here that are just sort of streaky clouds. Now they have some fluffy qualities to them and so forth, but up here it has some green. I need to pull all that green out of there, because I introduce yellow and blue together. And when you put yellow to blue together in the sky, it always tends to have this greenish color. So we don't really want that. Now it looks dirty, but dirty is okay. Dirty's okay. And so I'm still not satisfied with what that color looks like. And so I'm going to come back in and just add in a little bit more of this over here. And the haystacks don't exactly, and then we're going to, so it doesn't go into that region, but we want to have the effect that when you add in a big rock in the middle, you want the sky to have sort of a like okay, so if we look at this photograph here, and you look how there's an edge here, and so you want to try to replicate that edge. And even if you look in here in this edge, there is a tad bit of white where you can see of the sunset that is just on the edge. And this is what I want to replicate in this painting. And that's what we're trying to do. And I know I'm not saying it right, and I might just start over, because I'm feeling like I need to start over. But I think what I need to do, and bear with me, I should have done this first. I don't know why I didn't. We're going to come in and use this hair dryer to dry these acrylics. So don't run away. So this is the process of fast drying the surface. Acrylics dry really fast. And so I'm going to dry these colors up just a tad bit, so I can put another layer down. Sometimes, if you're just at home painting, you don't necessarily need to do this, but this helps to now I'm going to come back in. I'm going to add a little bit of titanium white in this zone. It's turning gray, so I guess and add in some of this fluorescent yellow right on top of this grayish area, gray-white area. And this is kind of the hints of where the sun is shining through. I don't actually, in the photograph, you can't actually see the sun in the sky. All you see is the light effects. You see the light effects. And so if you look at the photo, the reference photo, the sun is behind these clouds someplace, and it may be over there, over here. And so the values of light that is here, this is sort of a yellow. There's like red and yellow, and this is a white, creamy yellow color. And this here is a green color, and so it's not the right color. And so that's why I did some rapid drawing on this to try to change the color values, but I need to add some more white to it because it's now green. And no one wants to see in an oceanscape a green sky. So this painting may already be a failure. I think it's already failed. Just from that little bit, that area there, it feels like a failure. So I'm not really, in this program, I'm not editing out the failures. I am keeping the failures along with the successes. And it's just a demonstration that not everything you do works out. Even the best artists out there, they have, not everything is a workable idea. Now they have these ideas and you work them, and then, but you can, in the realm of painting, you can work on the layers and to try to salvage something. And so that's what we're doing now, is we're trying to salvage this painting, get the textures right. And then if I practice this image 10 more times, I'll be able to actually paint it in like 40 minutes or less. And so we look at it here. It has some nice kinds of colors. I really like that purpley color, but this is almost salvaged, and I'm going to now come back down here on this line and add and work on it. And so what we got over here, well, that paint's dry already. It's so hot, it's almost like 100 degrees outside. And the paint is drying so fast here. So we're going to add some gel medium to this, and with the hopes that it won't dry out as fast. And I like this fluorescent magenta, though it is not really a color you see in nature, but you know, when you're creating an image like this, sometimes it is nice to have bright colors that, because when you look in the sky, sometimes there are just brilliant colors in the sky. And so this will add some brilliancy to it. I'm going to come down a little further. Sam, welcome. Welcome. How are things on your side of the world? You're back in school now and everything? I'm just trying to salvage this painting. This is my reference photo. It's in black and white, but I'm giving it a try. But it is a practice painting, and now I'm going to add a little blue in here, a lot more of this titanium white. It's fine. It's fine, some streaks. Just, we're making this texture, this side-to-side texture in the air. And then I need to get in. Well, I know it probably looks better through the camera lens than it does from my point of view. And I'm going to lighten up this area just a little bit, and then I'm going to start building the foreground, which is a bunch of haystack rocks. And I think I want to use this color here. It's got this. I'm going to add in some more of this, some more white, just to gray it down. I kind of want this lavender, this very light lavenderish color. That's what I'm kind of going for. And let me just see here. Like that. I think that's kind of what I want, because what I wanted to do is get this effect here. If we're looking at this reference and you look at this here, we have around the edges, there's this light edge, and I want to be able to get that light edge in there. But I mean, so I'm just going to lighten up this area with this color here, a little more white. Bringing it in here, lighten it up. Adding some clouds, some whiteness to it, and then we'll start building the sky there. Layer it in. Can you hear the cows in the background? The cows are talking. I think one is separated from another or something like that. I don't know. I can't exactly see them. I just know they're back there. Sam, I'm going to be doing this live until I finish this piece. And I've been at it for 33 minutes so far. And I have the foreground to put in and the sea, and I have no idea how long that's going to take. So I think it's going to take like another 30 minutes, roughly. I could get it done sooner, but that's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to be. Weston, yes, I remember you very well, Weston. Welcome. Welcome back. You were helping me out the other day in making sure that the people use proper language on my channel. I think it was like you were here. You and Alex were here the last time I was on in the afternoon. That's what I remember anyway, so. Just layering up the colors here. What do you mean, what happened? Oh, nothing really happened. It was that was I don't remember what I was doing. I may have been doing I think I was doing this paper mache thing, and then um that was, yeah, I was doing this, but this was, I was paper macheing a balloon and then trying to make a Christmas ornament, but then when I put this thing in the oven to rapid dry it, it split out. Now it's this creature here. But it wasn't anything serious, Sam. It wasn't anything serious. And let's just put some of this down in here. Okay, I think this is the best it's going to be right now, so I'm going to start building the foreground. White Cliff, welcome. Thank you. Welcome. I'm going to clean my brushes off before I destroy my brushes. I've been dealing with 3 brushes here. And now I'm going to build those haystack rocks. I'm going to make a grayish black color. I took a couple days off. Well, I have my live schedule that I'm going to try for the next couple weeks. And this is the days that this is the times that I'm guaranteeing myself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's an acrylic paint, and the acrylics are fast drying paints, and they're water soluble. Yes. And so we're putting some rocks in the foreground. It's not watercolor, but acrylics are kind of like the best of both worlds, because you can make them make the colors run like watercolors. And so if you want to do smooth lines, you actually have to. It's taken me years to do this stuff. I mean, to be able to. There was a rock here, and kind of comes down like that. And then off in the way distance, I'm going to put in the bigger ones. A rock here comes down like that. And then there was a big rock here. Yesterday I wanted to go to the Oregon coast. No, I don't know who used acrylic, actually. Because I know that Bob Ross used oils. Most people use oils, or they use watercolor. And this one I'm going to bring in below the water line, just to signify that it's actually a lot closer in. So Andy Warhol used acrylics. Oh, I didn't know that. But Andy Warhol did a lot of different types of. He did a lot of different mediums, though. Not just painting. He did. Why those cows are noisy? And there's like a thin haze of like wildfire smoke in the valley where I'm at. Yes, he was multi-medium. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Well, I'm doing more than one media too because my, I'm pretty late to painting. I've been doing video work actually longer than I've done painting. Um, Kind of went in this order. It was photography because I started doing photography when I was like I think 11 or 12 years old. But when I was 11 or 12 years old doing photography, I was strapping the camera to the backside of a telescope and taking pictures of the stars. That was kind of, and then I did music. Once the stone is done, maybe add a lot of white. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna um I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add the highlights in. But see, thing is, Sam, in this photo that I'm trying to replicate, everything is silhouetted, and so you can't really see too much detail here. The only thing I'm gonna do is maybe I'm gonna add a little bit of blue in here, and just a little bit of white on the edges, so you can see where the sun is just ripping right around at sunset. Yeah. Yeah, so with photography takes a while. And one of the ways that you can everything takes a while to learn how to do. And so that's the um the takeaway is that I have learned. And when you're young, you cuz so when I was like, oh, coming out of high school, I dabbled with colored pencils and oil pastels, but I didn't know how to use them. And I don't think I didn't keep them around for that long. And so in being young, you're impatient. And one of the things I didn't know when I was young, when I was like a teenager or even in my 20s, it wasn't really until somewhere in my 30s that I really discovered this truth is that um, what is very often the case as far as um, talents are concerned is that, and I know I've mentioned it here before on this channel, and that ability, your ability at this present moment in time, your talent, it's not necessarily talent and ability, because talent is something that you work at, but your ability to do whatever it is you want to do, and your imagination does not match up. Everybody thinks they are a better at whatever it is than they are in actuality. And so now I'm going to be building a grayish color. I'm going to grade this down. Is that so you paint something, you draw something, you write something, and when it goes down on paper, rarely does it match up with what exists in your imagination. Well, Hershey, I've been, I've been moving along as fast as I can. So, Weston, I get the paint. I get the paint at an art store that is in my local area. You could order stuff. What the brands I recommend? This Golden is the best brand on the market. It's a professional grade brand, and so if you want to start out painting, then my recommendations is to start out with 5 colors. All you need are 5 colors to start painting. Oh, you also want to get yourself a color wheel. I have one someplace. I have this drawer where I've been shoving everything into, and I need to tidy up my workspace so I can have things more on hand. But so you need 5 basic colors to paint just about anything. And with acrylics, the 5 basic colors are primary yellow, primary cyan, and primary magenta. So magenta, cyan, and yellow, white, and black. And with those 5 colors, you can construct every color that you need to paint. And I'm going to put in here, I'm going to texture this in like this, my water area. The water line in the photograph is way back up here. I'm bringing it back quite a ways. So that looks like that in this photograph, it looks like the tide is going out. And you can't really see the waves. You can't see the structure of the waves from it. And so we're going to simulate this with just about 4 different colors. And so I buy all my paint out of an arts and crafts store that is, the next is like 3 towns over from where I live. It's 25 miles away. And I and so I've been buying out of that store for years, simply because, they need your local art stores need to stay in business. You can look at things, you can try things out, and when you're buying things like on Amazon, or you're doing stuff like that, or even buying stuff at Walmart, so it looks like a mega riptide zone. So that's just my recommendation. Just go buy your painting at an art store that is local to your area. Maybe their prices are higher than what you could get on Amazon, but I recommend just supporting those type of businesses. And anyways, so a riptide zone, huh? And so this was my first try painting it, but I pulled the water back too far, and everything looks closer than it is, and these things don't look like haystacks, and they look like rocks, and I really want them to look like they are in the distance, like they are. So if you actually went to this beach on a super, super low tide, you actually might be able to walk out to that rock. I've been to this beach before. And and you might be able to walk out. So if it was like a you know, like I think from the beach to this rock, I think it's like 400 feet, like 100 meters. 100 meters, I think that's how far out this went out. This rock over here is a lot further out. It's probably like 200 meters out. This one over here is like 200 meters out. And this one over here is probably like a quarter of a mile out. These ones are like a quarter of a mile out. But this one is the closest. It's something, I think you can walk to it when the tide is really, really super low. And so you need to have some more coffee. But I haven't been to this beach in about 10 years because it's like the it has like all the super high-end stores, and this is like the favorite place for wealthy people to go. It's called Cannon Beach. You can actually look it up, Cannon Beach. And yeah, I'm having trouble talking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make this. It's got this gray greenish color. It needs. Let's pull some red in here. And I need to add more gel medium. Yeah, this place, this beach where this picture is taken from, is the wealthier part of the Oregon coast. Now, the Oregon coast is. I'm just gonna put that in. You know, it's. Well, how do I say that? There's the people who live there who service everybody, the people who've lived there for a long time, and then there are people who come in and have bought up all the houses. All the houses on the coast, on the Oregon coast, are priced in that $1 million zone. And unless you are part of the super wealthy or upper middle class, I mean way upper middle class, you're not buying a home on the coast. And that's the reality of it. And I live 25 miles. Yeah. Yeah. I live 25 miles from the coast. I live 25 miles from the nearest grocery store that carries reasonably priced produce. And I live 25 miles from everything. And so, yeah. You know, I'm kind of liking the sea and how it's kind of roiling here. I'm going to put in some more reds. I've been talking too much and not thinking. Yeah. Yeah, so how far from the ocean do you live, Weston Outdoors? I need to lighten these values up. Let's see. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to build I'm going to build the shoreline, the sand and everything. So we're going to go in. This is yellow oxide. And so if you can make the yellow oxide from primary yellow, just mixing. And it's sort of a combination of white and red in order to get this color. But you can use that yellow oxide in order to make, yeah, 25 miles from any store, yeah. I used that yellow oxide to make another color called Titan Buff, which I really like Titan Buff when I'm painting the sand, when I'm painting like the color sand. And Titan Buff, but you know, like a tube of this type of golden paint, which is my favorite paint brand, cost about $10 or $11. $10 or $11. And if you go the next grade down to the Amsterdam, this is like $7. And so if you're on a budget, you want to have the fewer colors in your wheelhouse as possible, because then you want to try to make as many colors as you can. Now I want to come up, I'm going to start with this color, and then I'm going to bring the color up to make it a little bit darker, because at this time in the sunset, the sand is not that color. It's kind of a lot darker, a lot more grayer. And so, but I'm going to start with these lighter values here, and then we're going to build up. Because whenever possible, you want to start with the lighter tones or grayer tones rather than go with something like you know what? I haven't actually. I'm gonna go back in and finish the haystack rocks pretty soon. I'm coming in and blocking the rest of the colors in. Uh-oh. Just blocking those rest of the colors in to see where do I want the shoreline to be. And I'm going to add in some more white. I'm just going to put it right on the brush. We're going to just come right in here all the way up like this. Bring it up there. Then we will come back with it. It's coming all the way across. If I'm looking at the photograph, this is kind of what we're looking at. And what is in the photograph, the water line is clear out here. I did, of course, change the proportions a lot. Now I have it clear out here. But anyway, so we're going to come back here, and then we're going to make the line where the surf is at. Coming in there, a little bit further in. Maybe just add a little bit more water. coming down there. So it's much closer in. Now it looks kind of boring. I bored it out a lot here. And now I'm going to darken this thing. I think I'm going to pull my hairdryer out again. I'm going to pull the hairdryer out again, and I'm going to dry this up a little bit, and I'm going to add some blue to it. And I don't want those colors just to blend that well. So here goes. Don't run away. Okay. All right. It's a little bit better now. This is called cheating in art. We are cheating it and trying to build. Where did that thing go to? Let's pull that off. I want that gel medium, and we're going to add that right on here. All right, I'm going to come back up over here. So at this point in the game, I'm just going to be painting right out of my imagination. Of course, I was painting out of imagination all along. I want a very light blue. And I think I want to add some light to it. And I'm going to go with fluorescent blue. I'm going to add some fluorescent blue onto this in order to bring up some light values right into it. Just a tad bit. I don't want to use too much. And let's add some, that's just all dried up. Oh man. Oh well. Adding a little bit of that fluorescent red in it. I need some more titanium white. Come up here, I'm going to add more gel medium. Like that. To thin these paints down even more. So we're going to make it a thinner layer of pigment here. And see how it kind of thins out a bit? So when we take a look at it on here, it's a lot thinner. It's got a lot more light on here. So we're going to be coming in here. It may not be quite the right color at this. We're going to just put these zones of it in here. And how the water just tracks its way up. So you can see I just added more light into this painting here because at dusk you really wouldn't see this effect. But when the sun is a little higher in the sky, you will see an effect where you can kind of see the sand and everything all at the same time. And coming up here, that's your water. Water looks like this. There we go. Get these different colors in. Go there with a bit of that red. I'm going to mix it. Make it some purpley colors. This looks good. Okay. Now I have like the theme song to the show Newhart running through my head. I've been watching Newhart at my house. Okay, I want to take the color up a bit. I'm going to gray it out a bit because I want to come in and actually I'm going to take this over here. It's going to be kind of greenish color. I want to add in some black. Yeah, isn't that neat how it blends? That gel medium is actually, so that it's actually a for acrylics. It's nice. It's a nice addition to. Well, hello. So you're lurking while you're on the job, huh? You know what, Ramon? I was watching. I fell asleep last night to your that video you did with all the 60, 70,000 views on it. Because maybe I just ruined my painting here. Maybe I did, but all right. Come in here, bring that color in. I'm just going to blend it in. Its values in. Well, this color's in the sky. All right. We're just doing it. Kind of blending this thing up. Darker in the front. I'm working on a card design because I have two blank card order like this. My cards that I have two people who are ordering cards from me, and one wants half Christmas cards and some ocean scenes and some forest scenes like this. And so I am working on a ocean scene that is Oregon. That this is something from Oregon, and it's a little bit more complicated. I don't know if I'm going to do them in mass because they take so long to do, and generally in my I'm going to do that eventually. I'm going to do that eventually. I feel like before I can make a deck, I feel that I really need to have a better grasp on tarot itself. Does that make any sense? I've only been in the tarot for less than 2 years of studying it, and I'm still I can do readings, and I read for my sister, and I read for other people. I'm not reading for anyone on the internet at this particular time, and so my feelings on it is that I just need more study, and because I'm so esoterically minded, I really feel like I need to have a better grasp of the esoteric nature of the tarot. Some beyond the basic meanings, beyond the keywords, but the the cabal, the Rosicrucian, and some of those more spiritual values that underpin the yeah. So that's really where I'm coming from. That's where my hangups are. Comes from wanting to have ready in my mind more of the knowledge part of it, and but that's just me, and having a greater spiritual. Well, hello, Amanda. Welcome to my disaster piece session here. I was at the beach yesterday, and so as soon as I get done with this painting here, I am going to go and edit a video. And I was thinking about doing it on my telephone, but editing on a 2-inch screen is really rough, and so I'm going to go into my my garage office and edit it on my desktop computer. I don't think I'm going to be needing any voiceovers with it, so I will do that as soon as I get done here. And it is I took a vacation day, because when you take care of elderly people, you can't really go away for very long. And so I took my mom and I took the dog. We went down to the beach. We had a picnic, and then I did a lot of video work. I tested out my microphone wind muff to see if I can get some really clear sounds and everything. And let's bring the white up, and hopefully, and I did again exactly what I didn't want to do, but maybe it's okay, right? I'm gonna bring the water up here, and then we go back in, and I'm talking a lot about myself. And you know what? I'm coming up on my 24 months. On Monday the 9th, I am going to do a live stream coming out at 9 p.m. Because see, on 9/9, 2 years ago, I started my channel, and I posted my first video at 9 p.m. I no longer have the first video posted. Maybe I'll repost the very first video that I did on this channel, and I don't know, maybe somebody would be interested in seeing how bad my first. Oh, you're leaving. Okay, good. Oh, okay, you're gonna go see your daughter on. So how many children do you have, Amanda? Thank you for the praise. Yeah, have fun at that. So yeah, on Monday at 9 p.m. Pacific time, I'm gonna do a stream as a because of, just to celebrate my 2 years of being on this channel. And I just recently crossed over 1,000 watch hours. I've been working really hard on trying to make good content, and I don't know if my content's really any good, but nevertheless, I've been trying. I want to add a gray tone to this. Hey, Art S. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about you when I was at the coast yesterday, and because I was trying out my wind muff. So I'm going to undo this here, and I'll show you. This is my my lavalier microphone that I use, and I put this is a wind muff. I'm not downing myself. I'm just it's not really that. I just know that I can be better. But this is my wind muff, Diane, and so I tried it out yesterday at the beach because it was windy, and I think it works, though there was some weird noise in the microphone because I used a microphone that I bought in 2015, and I think it might be on its way out. But anyways, this is to cut out that wind noise so you can hear the world. And so I don't know if it does it make this video sound better having that there. It might just be all illusionary. So at this point in time, I don't like the foreground. I don't like the foreground colors here at all, because what I'm going by, Diane, is this photograph, and this was taken at dusk. Yeah, okay, good. And I have another I have another microphone, but it's powered. It does supposed to go through the USB, but if I set it on this table, every bump you're gonna hear it, and so at this point in time it's completely unusable. So my other microphone, I'm just gonna pull it out, is so this is a USB-C microphone, and I haven't used it yet on the show, but it's like I say, if I put it on the table, you can hear every single sound on it. So it's like, at this point in time, it is completely worthless to me until I get a computer set up in the house. I have a computer set up in my garage, but okay, I see. Yeah. So it's lo-fi sound. So yeah, so until I get a computer set up in the house, this is the way the sound is going to be, and that requires, when I can put some more money into my diet, then I can do those things that I want to do. And I really need, because I had a camera that was and it crapped out on me about a year ago, and here we go. I think I like this. Let's add a little bit more white to it, and we'll kind of gray it out. Let's just see. You know, it was like a 35 millimeter type camera. I think so. I think I want to put that value clear up on the front here. Oh, well, you know what? I don't really have, I don't have an income, and so, but I do spend, but yes, the thing is that I have a lot of sound equipment in my possession. Because when I did two other channels years ago, I have, I think 2 or 3 microphones. And actually, I bought a microphone in 2006 when I was recording music in my Seattle apartment. So I kind of like that kind of. So it's, I like stuff like that. There we go. What's that? That's Life Flight going over. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think I'm liking this. Yeah, that is. I'm right in the path of a Life Flight helicopter because just about a mile as the crow flies away from my house is a helicopter pad for Life Flight. So I live on a pass through the mountains, and if there's an accident near the coast or anything like that, they bring them up to this place that's not too far from where I live, where there is a Life Flight helicopter pad, and then they can bring them into Salem or Portland, or Eugene, where there is those hospitals that can handle more serious cases. The medical school is in Portland. They often will bring bad accident cases or whatever clear up there. I'm going to put in some of this color up here too. And so we often get stuff like that happen. I kind of like that. That looks pretty cool. So yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot here. Maybe we'll put some in over here because we can see like where there's a little low spot in here. Little low spot. Thank you. It's starting to, I think it, I should look at it to see what you are seeing. Because I think I still see something completely different than what you guys are seeing here. And so I do like Sam said, I need to work on the rocks a bit. Actually, they're haystack rocks, and they're bigger than houses. Like this one here, because it's been a while since I've been to this beach, but I remember these rocks are. Yeah, it's over the painting. Okay, there we go. I'm just taking a look at the colors. Yeah, I think it's starting to get better. So I think it's almost done. last night I watched a like an hour-long presentation. Okay, good. Yeah, I watched like an hour-long presentation on a watercolor, but then the sound that they had looping in there was really annoying, and I'm thinking it'd have been better off not to have music in the background for the music choices that they chose. But anyways, it's easy to get kind of. Just gonna bring that up. I'm gonna pick some of that up in the upper sky too. I want to get that sense of that 3D sense here. Well, you know, Diane, they do. They do. They do allow landscaping, but the issue is that YouTube is moving in the direction of changing shorts out with vertical lives. And so right now, when you vertical live stream, they dump your live stream out into this like the Wild West of streaming. And so you're put out there in a big bucket, and then yeah, they do play the algorithm somewhat to tone it up, but you can go on to the vertical live stream and find almost anything there. And when you do the horizontal live stream, and are since most people um, are watching content on their tellies, on their telephones, and not on computers, that when you do a horizontal live stream, you want the maximum number of people to possibly view your content. And that's why I switched to doing, yeah. And so that's why I switched to doing, I have, when I first started live streaming, I was doing horizontal lives. Yeah. So when I first started live streaming, Diane, I started doing horizontal lives, and um, and because I'm really stubborn, I was very slow to switching, and I'm gonna put this in here just very lightly. I wish I could use a palette knife, but I have not figured the palette knife thing out yet. But I use this type of brush here. I use like a palette, like how Bob Ross uses a palette knife, and kind of get a focal point there, kind of get it to go there, and so yeah. Well, maybe what I'll do is move this thing up here like this, and I'll paint out of my maybe this works better. I'll paint upside down, and okay, what do I want to do now? I want to do these haystack rocks. I think you can close the chat you can close the chat. You have that option, and you have more options when you have more options to what you can do with YouTube when you cross into monetization. When you hit those monetization thresholds, then I would have the option. I think I would get that option to where I would like to put in a okay, so you can close the chat. I don't really want to close the chat, but what I would like to have is that option to put up a warning that says, please don't be a troll, because there might be children watching this stream. There might be and so please be careful of your language, because there may be children watching and participating in the chat. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I am saying that right, but that's, I would like to be able to say, have that message that comes up, and that way, yeah, that way I can, because every time, especially on my nighttime ones, there's always some guy who, and I think those guys are usually some in that 14 to 16 category. They're in they're kids themselves, mind you. They are children themselves, but in my mind they're children themselves. But I think I just messed this up here, but it's okay. And they're saying, and they're really just saying stupid stuff. But some of that stupid stuff could be potentially offensive to a really a really younger audience. And so I noticed that when you go to the bigger channels, that they have stuff like that popping up in before their lives and so forth. This brush is not working for me anymore. I think I'm starting to get dehydrated. Yeah. I need to finish these rocks here. I always feel like I want some more fluorescent colors in here, but I'm going to add some fluorescent highlights at the very, very end here. But right now, I'm going to finish these rocks. No. It's not the color I want. So Sam, you and Art Diane are. Well, what that is, Diane, is that I have no idea how old people are when they are coming into this. And so it is best, in my opinion, to try and not try to treat everybody with respect. Sometimes it's not, or try to treat everybody as if, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do, and being respectful. as I get older, I think it's easier to do that. It wasn't, I don't know. I'm talking too much. I'm gonna come down here. No, I'm fine. I'm not done yet. I'm feeling fine. I'm just I'm recovering from a migraine. I had a pretty bad migraine for the last couple days. But we are finishing this painting, and actually I'm going pretty fast too. I'm gonna gray it down just a little bit. Okay. So since this one's a little bit further out, just a little bit more gray tones on it. There we go. And I'm going to put a little bit of one of these rocks over here. And here we go. Oh, I have migraines all the time, so it's not it's one of those curses of my genetics that I inherited from my Swedish relatives. My dad's side, everyone was a Swede, and they came to America at a couple different times, from ranging from like the 1880s to the 19 teens. And so, what I was gonna say is that Sam, you and Diane are really almost in the same time zones. You and Diane are in the same time zones. There we go. I think that these are looking better now. I got this brush stroke here that maybe... There we go. It looks bad now. Looks pretty good. Okay. We might just take some of this color here and put it in here. Some of these darker colors to texture it out. Yeah. I've been in Denmark once. I've been in Denmark once on a layover, because in 1995 I spent a month in Israel, and we flew from Portland to Seattle, and Seattle to Denmark, and then from Denmark to Tel Aviv. And so I was in Denmark twice in the airport, and actually it was in the little town there. On the way home there was a 20-hour layover, and I remember going to a restaurant in there we go. Let's bring up some color values here. Just gonna blend it right on the page here. 14 likes isn't bad. Maybe that's another rock that's there. Darker here. Darker values. We're just going to mix it down. There we are. Kind of like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I have a first cousin once removed that still lives in Sweden. I probably have a lot more second and third cousins that live in Sweden, but I wish maybe someday I'll be able to go visit. I would probably feel it'd probably feel just like home would if I went to Sweden. But I don't really like airplanes. It's kind of hard to go to Europe or anywhere when you don't like to get on an airplane. Okay, what's going on here? All right, so we have just some little highlights that I'm going to do just to finish up here. And because it looks pretty good, because I think that effect of I see. So that effect of that light spill over here, that's what the next thing I wanted to try to, I think I got that effect here. A little bit of that light spill over, but maybe just a faint tinge of white here. I'm not a fan of cold temperatures at all. But maybe when I get older, I might be. But right now, it's 100 degrees outside, and which is really rare for Oregon, but not rare for Oregon with climate change. Flat grounds. Is it really mountainous where you live, Sam? Because I know you're in Spain, and just put a few more of these little dots here, kind of to fuzz it out. A little bit of a, might be able to see this if it's silhouetted, but flat grounds, huh? One of the things I'd always wanted to see, when I lived in Seattle, I used to have this same fantasy where I'd get a Greyhound bus ticket and go take a trip. So you're up 1,500 meters, Sam? You're like in a high country then. Just a little bit of some highlights there. I hope I don't ruin this thing. I'm not going to touch it anymore. I think that there's a point in time that I might have to just call it done. Oh, the rainiest place. Well, at least you're not like some folks in Africa right now who their river bed has dried up. And yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll do a an outdoor painting around this time, so that I need to do another one because I need to pull my big easel out and do that. So I think I am going to just call this thing done. Maybe some yellow highlights in here. Just a little bit here. My paint is really gloopy. It's dried. It's really hot out. So it hasn't rained since March, huh? What about bugs? Sam and Diane, tell me about. Do you have like in how are what's your insect populations like? Do you have lots of insects, or are you guys struggling? You go outside and and where like normally there's lots of insects. Now there's none. There's almost none. So it's like where I'm at, the insect population this year, even like yellow jackets in, is really, they're not around very much. And it's kind of alarming. What is your, so you got lots of insects. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, to me, I'm really alarmed by no mosquitoes. And we had some fruit flies for a few days, but they're gone. Or even like flies, even though flies are as annoying as hell, there's not like swarms of those things either. And then as a consequence, the cliff dwelling swallows that used to come into the valley aren't here anymore. So you got tons. So you haven't had that problem. So yeah. So it's really disturbing for me about that, the whole insect population, and it makes you kind of wonder, if have we as a people, is it too late? Okay, so you barely saw any butterflies, but this year there are quite a lot. Yeah. Okay. So you get a lot of we had like a swarm of some of flying creatures recently. I seen a swarm of them. They swarmed around, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think so. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this color here from the sun. Maybe I'll put some more in the skyline here. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. It's like, no one wants to really change their life. If you were to reflect it down onto an individual level, nobody wants to give up their gasoline-powered vehicles or anything like that. And I don't, it's easy to just to place blame on the government and let the sides of the roads alone, and now and mow only like 2 or 3 times. We have flower, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, well, I think the American government has way less control than yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's like talk in my nation about stopping, just letting the wildfires just burn, and just letting them burn out of control, letting them burn out. And because the amount of money that they're spending on fire suppression is just is pretty incredible. Every year there's more wildfires, and I think this is probably where the sun is at. These bright values right here. Okay. Let's see, what have we been doing here? Let's take a look, come up close. It's not bad, actually. It's got some nice reds. Yes, they are, but not all. Not all wildfires are human-induced, because uh, some wildfires are caused by lightning strikes. And so I know this doesn't pertain to you, but if somebody is watching on the playback, you have those buttons. But then, since this is, I'm gonna go do my tiny tarot draw and see what this has to say about today. Queen of Pentacles. That's not bad. I worry that someday I'm going to pull the Death card out or something like that, as far as which hasn't happened yet, but Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to have to look it up. So Queen of Pentacles. Pleasure, yeah, it's so in this one we have been, yeah, that's that so in this one we have been nurturing the image, and that's what this Queen of Pentacles is all about, is nurturing, and taking a seed idea and nurturing it into yeah, I like these. This is my favorite one. But I also like the colors of this one too. So if you just like a comparison of size, and then, but yeah. Oh, Kyle Gray. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go get off and go have some breakfast / lunch, and then I'm gonna go do some books written about what, Sam? About painting or tarot? So what's the books written about? Let's see, what does this one say? About tarot. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I know I told the story about my when I learned my great grandmother was a tarot reader and angel numbers. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw a show yesterday. It was about a yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go and continue winding myself up. And yeah, good night, Diane. Good night, Sam. And then I wanted to thank everybody else for tuning in. Okay, I will be leaving here just a second. I'm going to turn this thing off, and I want to also thank Ramon on Moonscarab for tuning in, Hershey for tuning in, Tropical Empress Tarot for tuning in, and all the others for tuning in and leaving a comment at the chat earlier on. And I want to wish everybody a blessed rest of the day. And I'm going to be coming back on tonight at 10:10 Pacific time to do paper mache. I'm going to do paper mache in a few hours from now. And then I am going to turn the camera off now and wish all of you guys a great, great day. And thank you very much for being here with me. Bye-bye.